Good morning. So, I want to talk about trust in the universe and allow yourself to be led. I feel like this is a message also for me that's coming through, but it's a message for a lot of us now on this journey that we feel like we have to make something happen. It feels like our old world is falling apart and the new path isn't quite there yet, isn't quite visible to us yet, and we feel like we have to do something, we have to do something. And a lot of times in the doing of something, you are missing what the universe is guiding you to, because we're all coming into a new stage, a new way of being. New opportunities are opening up for us. It's not the obvious. It's not what we already know. It's not things where we would naturally put our energy into. So by pushing ourselves in directions that we already know, things that we think that we have to, things that we think that we have to make it happen. This is the old way of thinking. When you let go and you trust in the divine, trust in the universe, trust in this new world that is opening up to us, you will be led into where you naturally need to be. Opportunities, when you understand and you believe and you have faith, opportunities will open up for you that you um, could not have even imagined, and you could certainly not have made happen, because they're coming from places that are still unknown to you. So there is a bit of uncomfort sitting in the place of allowing things to unfold, because we're so used to running after our own tails. We're so used to the rat race. So when we start coming out of the rat race and into this new dimension of flow, a dimension of energy, then we still come in with our old mindset, and that is what's falling away during this spiritual awakening. The old mindset is uh, slowly falling away. Now, I want to tell you that in order to come into this new dimension, we have already shed so much of our old thought processes and our old ways of being. Otherwise, the new world wouldn't be visible to us, for us. So in that way, you can learn to trust. You can learn to trust, because even the fact that you are shifting, first of all, the shifting is irreversible. Once you get on this spiritual awakening and the layers start falling off, it is irreversible. And when you get to the point where you can see the new world and you can see the new way of being, and you already get a distance enough from the old world that you can see it from afar. You can see it as a whole. It's like when a fish comes out of water, only then can he see that he was in water. Until then, he's in the water. When when you are amongst it, you don't see it. You have to come out of it in order to see it. So if you are out of it far enough to be able to see it, you can trust that you have already moved on. So you can trust that moving into this new world, moving into the new dimension, whatever doesn't belong to that dimension will fall. Now, it's also a slippery slope, right? Because there are places within us that still want to slip back into the old way of thinking. There's still thought processes that are like ground into our system, that are have been there since we can even remember. We think that that is us. These thought processes, the neurons that are wired together already in the automatic ways of thinking. So you hit a situation in life and you have this automatic thought process that is based on a false belief, a belief of unworthiness, a belief of scarcity, a belief of uh, I'm going to be abandoned. I have to be liked. You have all of these automatics that go off when, as you're moving into, as you hit situations in your life. And this is the awareness. This is the constant being in the moment, being aware, getting to situations and not allowing yourself to do the automatic reaction to it, or and it's the same thing as not having to force anything, because when you are forcing yourself in one direction, you're closing yourself off to all of the other options. All of If you are behaving in one way when you hit a situation in life, then All of the other options that are open to you up until that point, you close, you lock them out because you have decided to go down this specific route. It's like if you come to a fork in the road where there's 20 different paths that you can go down, or infinite different paths that you can go down, and you keep going down the same path over and over and over. Once you start walking down that path, you lock out all of the other paths that were open to you and available to you. So really getting off of automatic and getting into a place of more flow, into a place where you are also lenient with yourself, where you are forgiving of yourself, where you are allowing of yourself, where you are understanding, and just like you would be to somebody that you love, you would be forgiving towards them even if they made a wrong move. So even when we still go into these automatics, or we still go into these slippery slopes of going back to addictions, or doing something that is of the old world, or making a wrong choice, it's all part of the rising. We're going to be tested again and again and again until we don't fall down that pit anymore. But when we fall down a pit, when we start hitting ourselves, when we start self-hating, or being upset with ourselves, or um, beating our own selves up, it just makes it worse, because then not only are we feeling bad, when we feel bad, we're in a lower vibration, we're in a where we are weakening ourselves. And then when we come up against these tests, we're going to be like, well, I'm already a failure. So, and then we're not going to be as strong, rather than seeing it as a stepping point on your path. Okay, this time I fell, and right now during these times, there are the energy surges in around the world. There's infinite opportunity, but there's also it is very extreme. The energy around the entire universe now, when all options are open and everything is moving so fast, and it's a lot to take in, especially to those of us that are on the spiritual awakening, because we are. Um, um, Many of us are empaths, and many of us are very sensitive to energy, sensitive to emotion. What is emotion? Empaths pick up on emotions, they pick up on vibrations. So we pick up on energy. Vibration is energy. We pick up on energy. So when there's such a surge of energy and everything is moving so fast now, it's a lot to take in. It's a lot to take in. And sometimes it can be very, very, very overwhelming. And we will be tested, we will be tempted, and we will, in the places that we still have work to do, we will still fall back into the old patterns. And this is part of the rising. We have to fall back into the old patterns in order to overcome them, in order to see them. So we start overcoming them, and then we are tested. It's like the universe tests you, but it's not really a testing, it's an individual testing. It is, these opportunities arise, and are you going to choose the new path? Are you strong enough on your new belief system to continue on the new world path? Or do you still have work or darkness in that place to do? It still tempts you. And then you fall back into old behaviors, and then you want to beat yourself up because you're already beyond it. So you can see that as a PowerPoint. It's not like you fell back in and then you're like, okay, well, I'm already here, so yay, good for the. It's not like that. You fall back in and you were already here within yourself, and that's why you feel this distance from yourself when you fall back into the old behaviors. That's why you feel bad with yourself. That's why you start beating yourself up. So you can take that as a strength. If you're falling back into it, it means that there is something there that needs more work. You need more grounding in that place. And the feeling bad about yourself, first of all, pull out of it. But if you feel bad about yourself, it's just your own knowing that you are already here. So why are you falling back in? So you can take it as a PowerPoint. You can take it as a push-off point. You can use that to push you to here. It's don't get stuck though. Don't get stuck in those bad feelings, especially self feelings. Know that you are divine, know that you are a being of God, and know that it all has purpose. So if you have fallen into these pitfalls, it has come to teach you something. And it is all divine, it is all exact, because if you had already been strong enough in your beliefs, you wouldn't have fallen into this. So you can see it as, okay, this is a strengthening point. Now I am aware and understand that this is going to happen on this rising. It is going to happen. And the things that we are looking at, when you zoom out and you look at the big picture, the things that we get upset with ourselves about are very small things in comparison to the all. They're very small things, but that is because we're getting into the very, very core of our being and peeling out the little with tweezers, the little impurities. And so even when we hit a little impurity, we treat it like it's an elephant, um, because we are headed for the divine. We are headed for our divine self. We want to remove all of those impurities. So just be lenient and and compassionate with yourself, and give yourself self-love, and hug yourself, and know that you're doing the best that you can. And I'm sending you guys so much love. See, these messages are coming through there for you, but they're also for me. I'm also on this process as I go through it. I've been in the last few weeks, I've been in my own kind of personal um, dark night of the soul. I've been going very, very deep, and the depths of this journey are just, it's, you couldn't imagine them from when you're on the shell of your being and you start going inward. You don't even know the depths of it. And so the depths and the shadow, the little tiny shadows that you find inside and that you purify, and there's so much pain in there. And we're getting back to the core wounds, which the core wounds are, for instance, abandonment. Abandonment is a core wound that you get from your birth. When you come out of your mother and you're put on the table, and you have this illusion of, I am separate than the whole world, and you're this little tiny baby, and you are disconnected from inside of the womb, first of all, from your mother, and then you are disconnected from God, from your divine essence, from knowing that you belong, from knowing that you are all, from knowing your divinity. So, this core wound of abandonment, it begins when you're born into this world. So, imagine that as we go through these core wounds, and we realize that we were never abandoned. We are of this earth. This earth is everything. This earth is God, the entire universe, and we are part of it, and we get to have this experience. And then the awe of it, and the greatness of it, and the grandness of it, it's almost incomprehensible. So as we go through the core wound of abandonment, first of all, we're healing ourselves, which we are healing the planet and those around us, because we are grounding into everything and realizing that we are divine. And we are also connecting back to the all as we purify that core abandonment wound. So we're going back to the place that we came from, and then living in awe of the divine. So not only are we healing ourselves, we also are coming into this place of grandness, of, you come into the awe of everything, you come into your God essence, you come into knowing. See, the God essence, the God is around us at all times. We just can't comprehend. So as we purify ourselves, and as we heal our core wounds, we start also having to deal with the magnificence of it all, because it's all of a sudden it's revealed to us. It's like if these veils are removed from our eyes, and we can all of a sudden see the grandness of it. You see the clouds in the sky, and you understand the cycle of life, and that you are a part of it, and that you have this unique opportunity in this life to that we are creators, that we are of creation, that we have the power of God within us. The energy that runs through us is more than atomic energy. And when you start realizing the greatness of ourselves, it's almost like you also have to comprehend it, which is you're thrown into this whoa, into this place of complete awe. And and at the same time you're healing yourself, so you have this inner warmth. um so it's all just magnificent. So going through I there's a few different subjects in this video, which I really, when I opened up this video, I just want what I the point that I wanted to make is that coming into the new world, we get into this place of flow, and we allow the divine to guide us, and the guidance that we will receive. There's many different ways to explain this. The guidance that we will receive will naturally lead us into our place of being. But once you let go of how things should be, and all of the programming and consensuses and the false beliefs and the belief systems, and you allow everything to just be open, you will naturally flow into what comes to you most natural. When you let go of all the have tos, should do's, must do's, if I don't, all of the if I don'ts, that's all the scarcity, all of the fear, then you will be led into what you are best at, what you were divinely brought here to do. It will be born out of you, of no effort. But you have to create that space between yourself forcing yourself to do things that you think that you have to do, which it takes a lot of courage just to go and let go, because we have responsibilities and we have to make a living, and we have, so it's kind of like a progress. It's kind of like a process that we progressively go through. So we have to still keep up basically things that that keep us, making a living. But it's, you slowly transition over into this new way of being. It can happen slowly in years, or sometimes it just happens just like that. When you realize it, and it falls into place, it happens just like that. And it's just like following your nose. It's like coming into the natural place. Now you can trust that if you were born with your unique makeup, your unique talents, there's only one of you that ever was, that ever will be. You have a core vibration that is unique to you. You have God's gift flowing through you. You are the only one of a kind of you, with your unique talents and unique gifts, and whatever your God essence that you have come to give to the world is flowing through you naturally. Once you clear away all these have tos, must do's, I should be this way, I have to be this way, and what do the people think about me? Yeah, you don't have to please everyone. It's like, if there is a hand, there is a glove for that hand. If you were created, and you are divine, and you are of creation, there is a purpose and a need for you in the world. That means that whatever is flowing through you is healing for others. It doesn't have to be healing for everyone. There's so many different types and different tribes of people, different, there's so many spiritual teachers, and you can see in yourself that some of the spiritual teachers you connect to, and some you don't connect to. But those ones that you don't connect to, they still have an audience that does connect to them. So there is a need for every single type of spiritual leader, spiritual teacher. And if you have something that is flowing through you, unique to you, when you start following your nose, you will find that by nature. You have to find that. You will flow naturally into it. So it's like if you jump in a river and you just let go, you will naturally flow where the river takes you. So it's just like your own energy. You have a natural vibration and a place in the world. There is a place in the world for that vibration that is flowing through you. There is a need for it. There is a yearning for it. You can look at it as, if you're not bringing your gift to the world in the natural way, then you are taking away from the people or things that need that gift. So as long as you are not standing upright in that place, knowing your worth and giving your gift, you are taking away from the world your gift. You are not allowing it to flow. You are not maximizing your life potential. you are not even living your life. You're living a false life. You're living a life that is not yours. You are falling into the system's life. You are living the lie. You are living in that illusion. And the more you come back into yourself, you start seeing that it feels so good to be you, to be who you naturally are, to follow your nose. And it comes with no effort. And not only does it come with no effort, it comes like it's like a gliding into yourself. And it's beautiful. And it's the most, when you are giving your gift to the world, you are in the most enjoyment that you can be. Time seems to stand still. Have you ever noticed that? That when you are giving your gift, your God given gift to the world, you have these moments where you come into the now and you just flow and you are in the place of most peace. You get lost in the moment. You're not being self-conscious about yourself. You are allowing God's gift to flow through you, and then you become um, fulfilled. So if you imagine if you can come into this place and always be in this place. And so this is where we are being led to. This is the new world, is a place of self-fulfillment and a place where all is in peace, right? And as your part is to be you and to bring your natural you. And you can trust that once you do that, you don't have to do the there is no magnificent, your self work will vibrate out and it will have like an echo effect, because as you become you and you touch others in their lives, they can see that essence, they see that God essence in you, and it inspires them to become their own selves. It inspires them because it comes from a place of giving. It comes from a place of divinity. It comes from a place of um, wholeness, and not a place of the ego. When it comes from the ego, it's you thinking and trying to make things happen. When it comes from a place of the flow, it bypasses. The ego becomes just a um, like a vessel for you to flow through, so that you can have this mind, body, time, space, matter experience. So your body with your ego intact and all of the archetypes that are flowing through you is your vessel to have this experience. It is your container. And so when you are living from your higher self, it is not from a place of lack, it's from a place of knowing. So just allow, get into the flow. It can feel uncomfortable at first. It's kind of like a shifting. It's something that can happen, um, slowly. You let go, you let go, you let go, you let go, you let go of more and more and more, become more and more aware of your behaviors, become more, as you become more and more aware, you're coming more and more into the now, which the now is your power point in your life. And so all of these things are happening together. To come into the flow, you have to come into the now. To be aware, you have to be in the now. To change, you have to turn off the automatic, which means that you have to come into the now. So it's all bringing us back to that one point of the now. So I'm sending you guys so much love. Thank you for watching. I know that this is helping me put all of these things into words and to understand them. These messages that come through me are coming for me as well on my own spiritual awakening and process. So I'm sending you guys so much love. Thank you for watching.